Well, you know, the tourism industry is a pretty sociable industry, and if you can hear the noise behind me, this is the launch and welcome evening for the ATEC Symposium. So what we're going to do now, we're going to dive into this launch evening, and hopefully we won't sort of get lost or anything like that, but we're going to talk to some of the people from the trade and find out exactly why they're here, what they're going to get out of the ATEC Symposium, and what they sort of want to achieve by the end of it. You know, is it a real business focus, or maybe they're just here to party? So follow me, and let's go into, I think it looks like a party, so let's go. Okay, so I told you before about socialising, and this tourism industry, there's a lot of partying goes on here. So I've just met this sort of group of young ladies here. One or two are known to me, so what I'm going to ask these to do, and these reprobates in the background are journalists, so we're not talking to them, okay? We're talking to the trade, not the freeloaders, so move this way. And I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves first, so...
I'm Anne-Marie with Hotel Beds.
Oh my God, your hotel beds. And oh, is that what you're saying to me?
That's right, hotel beds.
Oh, beds. Okay, well, Anne-Marie, tell me what you're doing here. I don't mean here now, but, you know.
Here in Australia?
No, in ATEC.
At ATEC, I'm here to meet lots more accommodation suppliers and make relationships stronger and harder than ever.
Excellent. What about yourself?
Hi, I'm Louise from Skyston in Darwin.
You're not shouting like I was.
Nobody shouts like you.
Find ahead now, girl. Keep talking, don't take any notice of it.
We're a 5-star accommodation up in Darwin, and we're just here to meet more suppliers. That a lot of people are turning from outbound to inbound, which is quite interesting. So we're just here to meet more people that are doing that, and to find out the new markets that are coming into Darwin as well.
Cool. And what about you guys?
Well, I'm Becky from Aussie Adventure in Darwin.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm here to meet suppliers.
Okay.
Bring sales, bring people to Darwin.
More people to Darwin. Why would they go to Darwin? Why would they go to
Darwin?
Darwin?
It's tropical. The weather, you don't even need to think about the weather. With all the climate change, you know the weather to expect. It's going to be 30 degrees and it's beautiful. It's tropical, it's laid back.
You've got a vested interest in this. I mean, like, you know.
I'm from England, so I've got
Are you getting over that now?
Yes, I'm over it. I love Darwin, and it's just, the lifestyle is fantastic, and everybody should come to Darwin, and it's the gateway to Australia.
What about yourself?
I'm actually from Broome.
From Broome? Oh, I love Broome.
Very
I
nice
love Broome.
That's a very nice part of the world
Yeah.
as well. I'm very partial to Darwin too.
Yeah.
And I'm with Broome McKinley Holidays, so we're an inbound operator that specialises in the Kimberley and the Northern Territory.
Fantastic. Well, guys, have a great time at ATEC, and the social side is pretty good already, it looks like. So enjoy, and we'll see you at hard work tomorrow. Thank you. One of the great things about symposiums and conferences like this in tourism is that people get together, and that's fine, but you tend to find sometimes people in groups, the suppliers and the buyers. But you know, at ATEC what I found is that the buyers and the suppliers mix, and here we are, and I'm going to ask these guys to introduce themselves. We've got a guy now, your seaplanes from...
Stephen Schwenter from Cairns Seaplanes.
You have to speak up, say it again.
Stephen Schwenter from Cairns Seaplanes.
Cairns Seaplanes, okay, and you're?
I'm a buyer. I'm a Japanese travel agent called Gelpack.
That's pretty big, Jalpa. Yeah, and yourself?
I'm with the supplier side. My name is BK Sim with Global Refund.
Excellent. Well, guys, I mean, two different sides or three different sides of the table in a sense. What do you expect to achieve at ATEC? What's your objective?
Actually, exchange information, any new information that are happening around Australia, and of course to get to know people that are the key people to talk to when we do our businesses.
Okay, and yourself?
Yeah. What our value most really is to understand the big picture of especially inbound travel in Australia. We have really heard so far about the tremendous potential of increase. It has already increased last year. It's going to increase again this year.
Yeah.
So it's great picture, and it's great to be here. Then you can really feel the mood, the positive mood about tourism increasing
So
here.
you don't expect to do deals here per se, but it's more great relationships, and then the deals come afterwards.
Networking, yeah.
Yes,
more networking.
Yeah.
Now, what about yourself? I mean, you're an operator of real hard tourism infrastructure. Planes are expensive to fly through the sky.
Yes.
So, what do you expect to get out of ATEC?
I guess a bit more knowledge and working together, etc.
And is your expectation to get real bookings, or
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
That is the objective.
And what's business like at the moment in Cairns for you?
It's quite slow, but
Yeah?
I believe it'll improve.
It's going to pick up. Good.
Yes, it will.
Well, guys, look, I'm sure there's a Blue Tongue beer or a Hunter Valley Shiraz or a nice Sauvignon Blanc waiting for you. Have a great time, and we look forward to speaking with you over the symposium. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you know, it's always great to see Australians enjoying themselves, and I got to say, wherever you go in the world, they're party animals, and it's no different at the ATEC Symposium. Now, I'm going to ask these guys to introduce themselves, because you know what my memory's like. So we're going to start with the best looking and move to the worst looking, and you'll understand why in a second. So, now, what do you do?
Melanie with Tourism Victoria.
Oh, lovely.
Welcome to all the inbound tour operators. It's good to be in Newcastle.
Now, is that a Victorian wine or a New South Wales wine you're drinking?
I'm assured it's a Hunter wine.
Oh, extra good. And then we go to the less attractive here with Ross. He's got his name badge on. This is in case he forgets who he is.
You did say it's
Ross from Tourism WA.
Tourism WA.
What do you expect to get out of the ATEC Symposium, guys?
What do I expect to get out of it? Obviously, opportunity to talk to a lot of the inbounds about Western Australia, talking about all the attractions and experiences that we have to offer, and to catch up with a lot of wonderful people like Melanie and
drink a few more
Narelle
wines.
I think we'll move on. We'll move on now. And what's your name?
It's Narelle.
Narelle, what do you do, Narelle?
I'm from Outrigger Hotels.
Outrigger Hotels. Cool. Okay, and yourself?
I'm Carla. I'm also
Outrigger.
with Outrigger Hotels.
Okay. Well, so as you've got hard hotel rooms to sell, you know.
We do.
And, every night they go sour, don't they? You know, because nobody's sleeping in them, they're dead. So what do you expect to get out of ATEC?
Oh, it's just networking with the inbound operators. It's a perfect opportunity because everybody's here under the one roof at the same time, and we work and we play.
Yeah. And the social side's an important part of it, isn't it, at the end of
It
the
is,
day? So,
yeah. More important than anything. I mean, the networking, the work side of it's good, but the networking out of hours, people sort of loosen up a little bit, and you get to meet more people. You know.
And guys, in general terms, are you optimistic about inbound tourism into Australia at the moment?
Look, there's obvious challenges, and that's inevitable. But no, look, I think we're all positive. I think there's certain markets that we'd like to see a little bit more activity coming out of it, but we're all working hard to achieve that. We all work with a common goal.
And I think the industry as well sort of rebounding from the fact that, you know, the Japanese market might be waning a bit, but discovering new markets. What's your view on China? I mean, you know, sort of everybody thinks China's going to be the panacea for Australian tourism. What do you think?
You must ask Mel that question since she's the one with the direct line.
I think we're very optimistic about China, but I think the challenge there is to grow the market in a sustainable, profitable manner. And I think there's certainly challenges on the supply side in terms of getting the right infrastructure and skills levels to service that market well.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Well, look, I won't stop you partying any longer and enjoying yourselves. So have a lovely evening, and we'll see you in the symposium over the next couple of days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
The party continues, guys, and sorry about the noise here, but we've got to tell you, Australians are a pretty noisy bunch, and I've just found a whole group of Australians here. I think they've been drinking too much, but I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, and then we'll chat a little bit about what they expect from ATEC. So why don't we start over here with this sort of dodgy-looking guy over here? But, sorry. Go.
Hi, I'm Harlan from Shell Bay Resort and Spa.
Fantastic. That's enough.
Fantastic.
David from Newcastle Airport.
Oh, you poor guy. No, I'm only kidding. Great airport.
I'm Leonie from Virgin Blue.
Oh, Leonie, how are you?
Hi, Paul Hughes, Newcastle Airport, Australia.
Australia, I like that a bit.
And I'm a Virgin girl too, Amanda from Virgin Blue.
Look at that, eh? So we can fly, we can stay, we can do all sorts of things. Well, guys, what do you expect to get out of something like the ATEC Symposium? And if any of you answer get drunk on beer, then, you know, you've lost the competition or something. But let's start this end this time. I mean, you're going to be here for the duration, are you? Or are you just here as a bit of a freeloader?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's Qantas wine, so bring it on.
Qantas wine, yeah. I'll just go and call Rob there, that's fine. So what do you think you get out of attending something like this?
Well, I think it's obviously really important when you're an airline flying into this market. You obviously want to help sell the destination. That's what it's all about. Bring them in, show how fabulous it is, and you can fly here on our airline, of course.
You know, I think she's nearly persuaded me now. Moving on to Newcastle Airport, and we've got two guys, both of you in Newcastle. Safety numbers. You only go out in pairs, do you?
That's exactly right, yeah. And it's not like that.
Moving on quickly.
Anyway, basically, where we're coming from is we have great product here. We have lakes, we have Port Stephens, we have Newcastle, the emerging city. We have the greatest wines in the world, etc., and we have a great way of getting here through Newcastle Airport. We need the world to understand that, how easy is airlines like Virgin Blue and the like, we can get here very, very easily from anywhere in Australia or the world. So people need to understand that. It's a new opportunity.
How are you convincing people about that?
Very simply, it's word of mouth. They've got to understand, because until you put it in front of them, they don't quite understand it. They don't quite get it, because they hear Sydney, they hear all these other places. They know we're a great product, but the way they're getting here is a lot easier than what people think. They need to understand that, and they need to get outside the box a bit.
Yeah.
And that's a new way of travel. Low-cost carriers, it's a new way of thinking, it's a new way of having a tourism experience. If people think about that outside the box, then it's going to be a whole lot more fun for them.
So as part of your discussion with sort of inbound tour operators, sort of convincing them that in fact they use it Newcastle as an airport rather than flying to Sydney automatically?
Sydney is just a day trip. Simple as that.
Yeah. It's from where? No, I'm only kidding. It is.
That's all it is. Yeah. Opera House, Harbour, Bridge, everyone's got one of those.
Yeah.
But they haven't got wine. They haven't got what we've got around here. So this is the place to come. Go there for a day visit.
Pretty impressive. Leonie, you've got the responsibility of keeping Amanda under control. Is that right? Is it? You got your hands full?
My best.
So I think probably you don't want to say very much, do you? I think you might commit.
What I want to say is we're here to let people know that Virgin Blue is a lot more than a low-cost airline.
Yeah.
We have premium economy. We have lounges.
Well, Brett talks about you as a new world carrier, doesn't he?
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we are. So we offer a hell of a lot more for a low-cost price.
And you're drinking Qantas wine as well. And it's empty.
Empty.
It went down easily.
But it's a new world wine.
Newcastle Airport, have you got a different message or same?
Similar message. It's all about getting the message out there about Newcastle Airport, about the flights that we have in and out of the airport. Great tourism area that we serve, and that more people should come and consider Newcastle Airport and Newcastle, the Hunter region, as their first point of call in New South Wales. As Paul said, it's not all about the Opera House and the bridge. It's about experiencing new things in New South Wales, and Newcastle is a great entry point for anybody.
Coming back to Virgin Blue for a second, part of the key to this, of course, is the interline agreements that you guys have got now with some amazing carriers. So tell me a bit about those, because you're with Emirates, is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Emirates, there's Malaysian, there's Hawaiian, there's a whole host of interline airlines, and that's what it does. It opens up, destinations that Virgin Blue flies to, so inbound passengers from all over the world. Virgin Atlantic, obviously, is another one, so, it's fantastic. Why would you go anywhere else but Newcastle these days?
Yeah, really cool. Okay, a real sort of pointy-end operator, so the people come and stay where in your property. So tell me about your product.
Yeah, it's great. This whole event's a great opportunity for us to get international exposure. Shoalbay Resort Spa is a 200.
I'd say that.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It's 4.5 star, 200 apartments, based in Shoalbay and Port Stephens, and the location itself is absolutely superb. Great activities, sand dune tours, whale watching, dolphin watching, a huge amount to do. So actually take that product and show it to the international market is fabulous. People love it. They come over and when they see the Port Stephens area, the Newcastle area, it's a real winner.
So what do you expect out of ATEC though? Is it actually to do business and get bookings, or is it all about building relationships and then you deliver afterwards? Or
it's very much, for us it's a long lead time, so we're looking at building relationships now and really educating people, informing them about the product that we've got, what a fantastic destination is, and also how easy it is from an access point of view. Not only the travel from Sydney, but also the flights into Newcastle Airport, and really binding the whole product together. So it's a really fantastic destination. And I think as you look at the coast, there are nice areas, but I think Port Stephens, Newcastle and Hunter, the whole product is still a relative unknown to the international market. And I think with the access into it, it's fabulous, really great.
Well guys, thank you for your time, I really appreciate it. I would hate to keep you away from any more Qantas wine, and the more the merrier, I say. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Well, continuing the social path, guys, we're working our way through the crowd here at the launch function, I suppose, for the ATEC Symposium in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. And for some of you that are watching this from around the world, Newcastle is north of Sydney, but it's a great destination. If you have any worries about if there's any social life or great bars or great restaurants, this is proof. I'm here with 3 young ladies who are here for the ATEC Symposium. Would you introduce yourselves?
I'm Rebecca from South Australia Tourism.
And you are?
Suzanne from Northern Territory.
I'm Karen Dempster from Discovery Eco-Tours Australia.
The industry and the state tourism organisations working together. Well guys, what do you expect to get out of ATEC, out of this symposium? What are you here for and what are your objectives? When you leave after a couple of days, what will sort of demonstrate success to you?
For me, I think it's about really coming up with the strategic ideas for the next couple of years, see what the vibe of tourism is, see where the weak spots, what's happening in other states. Obviously, when you live in the Northern Territory, you have to get back into it. Yeah. So really it's to see the word on the ground and get it from the people that are dealing with it and trying to make money out of it.
So you don't expect to sort of, or do you expect, I should probably ask you this question, but to actually do bookings or anything like that, it's more about networking, relationships and so on?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's very much on that higher level to then go
go away and follow up and work out the best way to service the clients out there.
The same for you?
Very much. Also building the relationship with a lot of the partners in the industry, like the inbounders. They're a key part of the business that comes to all of their suppliers in Australia. So it's a great chance to meet them and get to know them, so you can build on the relationship and hopefully do business.
I think as well as we continue to develop Asian inbound business, that's all about relationships, isn't it? Because you don't have the relationship, you will not do business with them. And you finding that's the same?
Absolutely. I think it applies in every market. Yeah.
Well, Discovery Eco Tours is one of Australia's leading four-wheel drive and off-road operators. So, what's your objective here? What are you aiming to achieve?
Our company objective is obviously to meet with the inbound tour operators first and foremost, but secondly, it's actually networking with the industry. There's a lot of other suppliers here that I can actually, do product development with. So that's the secondary level. But ultimately, it's the ITOs that we come here to meet with. Yeah.
Excellent. And you're hard at work tomorrow, but you had the workshops today. So, what sort of feedback from the workshops?
Very positive. I mean, our clients I met with today, we've been long-term partnerships for a long time. Just looking at further development, further product development in the future and how we can work together, make some more money, do some more talking.
Make some more money? My goodness, I thought it was all about partying. Well, guys, on that note, I think we'll just sign off from the welcome party to the ATEC Symposium. Ladies, thank you very much indeed. We look forward to seeing you over the next couple of days. It's John Alwyn-Jones from Travel Mode TV, reporting from the ATEC Symposium in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. And that's a